welcome to Manufacturing Tech Australia, the official podcast partner for CMAT 2023. Join your hosts Shane Williams and Paul Mason as they share the latest manufacturing and tech news and explore innovative solutions to help you improve your business.
You're here with Manufacturing Tech Australia. We're at CMAT 2023 in Sydney. Daniel Gronowski is our local guest host from Sydney who's going to join us over the couple of days. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks, Paul. Happy to be here.
Excellent. And Shane, what are we going to see here over the next couple of days, mate?
We know what the conference is about: intralogistics, supply chain, materials handling, robotics and whatnot. So I reckon we're going to see plenty of that stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing the forklift competition. I reckon that I might even try and have a crack at it myself. I don't know whether my ticket's still valid, but we'll see. How about you?
I don't want to see you on a forklift. What about you, Daniel?
I'm keen to see some smart logistics and automation, maybe some sustainability. Let's see what's out there.
Excellent. So let's hit the show. And if you don't have your ticket yet, grab it now and come join us down at CMAT 2023. Chris, welcome to Manufacturing Tech Australia.
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks for chatting with us this morning.
Pleasure.
So maybe you could give us a bit of a run through. I love all this ASRS, robotic stuff running around in warehousing. It looks pretty impressive. Could you give us maybe a bit of a run through of what you guys are working on?
At the moment, this particular solution is our Robo Shuttle goods to person solution. It brings totes down to a pick level. So the large robot, which is the Robo Shuttle or the RS8, can pick to a height of 8 metres. So it gives great storage density. There is one in the wind which will be released shortly that'll go to 11 metres.
Oh,
so
wow.
it makes good use of airspace in
Yep.
warehouses. So a lot of customers are finding that it's a good benefit for them because they're not losing a lot of airspace.
Yeah.
So this particular solution, the Robo Shuttle runs up and down the aisles. The maximum aisle width only needs to be 1 metre.
Yep.
It'll bring the tote down to the lower level, and the P40 robot will collect the tote and bring it to a pick station. So
Right.
the pickers, it'll present the tote on the robot to the pickers. They'll collect what they need,
Yep.
and it'll put it back onto the lower level cantilever arms, and the Robo Shuttle unit will put it back up
Okay.
into the population.
Nice.
So we have a large project on at the moment for a prominent fashion 3PL company.
Okay, fantastic. What about in terms of the setup? Is it like an AMR where you can program it like a robot vacuum cleaner, or is it really tricky to set up?
That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It's a lot simpler than actually you think.
Excellent. And this one over here, so is this bringing the whole pod to
Yes.
the user?
This is a new development. This is what we call the pop pick system.
Yeah.
Traditional AMRs would bring a shelf to the operator,
Yeah.
the whole shelf, and they'll collect what they need from a particular location.
Yeah.
Whereas this will bring the shelf to the picking station. We'll
Yeah.
go around here and have a look, and it'll actually bring the required unit or tote to the operator. So they'll
Wow.
drop the tote out, the operator will collect the goods they need,
Yeah.
then it'll divert it across, the system will put it back in the shelf unit, and then it will put the shelf back in its location. So this is high density storage too.
Wow.
So this will go to a height of about 4 metres,
Yeah.
and you can achieve up to 600 picks an hour from this type of system. It's high velocity picking.
And what sort of industries are you tapping into? Is it sort of FMCG or all sorts of industries? You
You can use it
mentioned
in any
fashion.
industry that can fit
Yeah.
the items in the tote.
Right.
Predominantly e-commerce, apparel, anything that can get items in the.
So what's the future of this sort of technology over the next couple of years, can you see?
There's a few new developments coming out, which
Yeah.
should be hit the market sometime the next 12 months.
Yeah.
We're generating a lot of interest for this. There's a lot of different customers, mainly 3PL providers, e-commerce companies that are in this type of system.
Yeah,
So we have
fantastic.
hopefully roll a few of these out the next 12 months.
Yeah. It's fascinating technology. Thanks for talking to us,
mate,
Chris.
not a problem.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Nathan, welcome to the Manufacturing Tech Australia podcast here at CMAT. Just talking about hydrogen and forklifts.
Yep.
Just wondering what Hyundai's working on and what you're developing in the hydrogen space.
Yeah, sure. Hyundai believe that this is the future in fuel source. They've been working on this for probably the last 5 years.
And this is a fuel cell.
This is the fuel cell.
Yep.
So this obviously is inside the truck. This is a bit of a fancied up one, not quite
Yeah.
this big, but sits in the truck, replaces the battery, generates the electricity
Yeah.
to run the truck. We've got it on display at the moment. We're looking to go commercial with it in about 2027.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if I'm currently running traditional forklifts or electric forklifts, what's the difference? How does this change things?
So it changes things quite a bit. You know, obviously there's a lot of infrastructure that goes with your lithium and your electric batteries for your warehousing to be able to, with the loads, to be able to charge those batteries.
Yeah.
Also, you only get a certain time period to be able to run on those batteries before you need to change them out or park them up to charge them.
Yep.
Whereas the hydrogen, it's literally a 5-minute refuel, no different to an LPG or a diesel truck.
Yep.
Yeah, and then away you go again.
How long do you get for 5 minutes of refueling?
So 5 minutes of refueling will give you 5 hours of continual runtime.
Okay, so just pump up more hydrogen, you get 5 hours. And,
Yep.
And where does the hydrogen come from?
Comes from a refueling station.
Yep.
We bring the infrastructure in, have a large holding tank, and it can be refilled remotely. We can get somebody in to refill it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the infrastructure comes with it.
Okay, and you were mentioning before that people that aren't necessarily ready for this, they can get the forklift, they can swap for lithium ion.
Yeah, so I guess Hyundai, being the leaders in the technology and what they're looking at, they understand that the Australian market will have kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Not quite sure ready to take that step. I guess the biggest thing with the Hyundai product is we can remove the fuel cell and add just a generic lithium battery into it,
Yeah.
just to give some confidence around if something does go wrong with a truck, they're not stuck with a product that's not going to work and they can't use.
Yeah.
So we can take the fuel cell out, just put a standard lead acid or lithium battery in,
Yeah.
and off they go. So all the infrastructure in the truck's exactly the same.
Can you start the other way? Could Australian companies start with lithium and then upgrade later?
Yeah, so we got the ability of that as well. So if
Nice.
they bought this model truck, they can have the electric truck, and then we can change it out to hydrogen into the future.
Okay, cool. And the outputs of hydrogen, obviously, the best thing is it's just water.
Yeah, that's the byproduct. It's water. It's literally just a chemical reaction, and
Yeah.
all you're getting out of it is water.
So no more smelly forklifts
No
running
more
around.
smelly forklifts, and no more fires.
Thanks for your time. It's been really cool, and keen to see them out there.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Cheers, mate.
So I'm here with Joe from Big Ass Fans. Joe, welcome to Manufacturing Tech Australia.
Thanks very much, Shane.
Thanks for being on the show.
Pleasure.
Now, we've got to kick off with the name of the company. I'm sitting here in front of a young lady who I know, his name's Fanny.
Fanny, that's
Can you
correct.
tell us the story behind the name?
Sure. Well, the company was founded 20-some years ago, and the founder, Kerry Smith, was manufacturing HVLS fans like the ones overhead. That was the name of the company at the time, the HVLS Fan Company. He had a customer, an ag customer, a large dairy shed running fans, called him up after the install and said, "Kerry, God damn, I love these big ass fans." Went on about how good they were, the cows were eating, he was incredibly happy, but what Kerry took away from that was big ass fans. And it wasn't long after that he changed the name from HVLS to Big Ass Fans.
Right. And so you said these were installed in a dairy facility.
They were.
In an ag context, why is that important?
Well, if you're running cattle, dairy cattle, when it gets hot, they eat less, they produce less. You can keep them cool, they'll eat more regularly, produce more milk.
And so I'm
Pretty
assuming
simple.
in a facility that's not full of dairy cows but rather full of humans, the same principle applies, right?
Production.
Yeah.
Production. For every degree over a certain point, you can count on so much lost production. If you keep people cool, you can eliminate a lot of that.
Yeah. And so we've got this big sucker running up here at the moment.
It's the Powerfoil X3.
So in terms of your, let's call it, all your products, is that one of the bigger ones?
That's probably a mid-size fan for that model of fan. We go up to 7.3, and very soon with the introduction of the Powerfoil X4, we'll go up to 9 meters in diameter.
And what sort of facility would you be putting those in?
Facility like this.
Yeah, right.
Large, high,
Yep.
broad. Yep.
And then just
Lots of people, lots of activity. Manufacturing typically has facilities that large.
yeah. And what about this sucker behind you?
That is a Cool Space 4000 evaporative cooler.
Yeah.
That is really the only line of product that we manufacture that will change the ambient air temperature.
Yeah. Right.
Warm air coming through the media in the back, spits out cold air in the front on the business side of that big ass fan.
Yeah, right. And I imagine there's probably a business case here to go, I could put air conditioning into a facility like this, but it's going to cost me a fortune. You got some ideas around the order of magnitude between the investment size in terms of air conditioning versus these things?
That would really depend on the size of the facility.
Yeah.
But I think what most people understand that are researching air conditioning and comparing them is the cost of the units is a large dollar value.
Yeah.
Cost of running them over time is a much greater value.
Yeah.
Fans, very economical to get breezes across your people, keep them cooler, safer, more productive.
And I imagine there's often a misconception that I need to be feeling the breeze on me to be cool, yet just moving the air around has its benefits, right?
We call that destratification. If these fans are moving at one of their slower speeds, they can start bringing heat down from the roof, mixing it up with the ambient air in the space. And you can raise the ambient temperature a little bit using the air in the space, the hot air at the roof.
Cool. Now, speaking of cooling things down, I hear that you guys are the sponsors of the drinks tomorrow
That's
night.
right. Network Drinks tomorrow at the end of the day. Big Ass Fans will be sponsoring right down there by the bar. And you'll see a Big Ass Fan, a Powerfoil X4 overhead. That's where you'll know to be. You can also see our banner down there. So we're sponsoring drinks, and we'll be bringing along some Big Ass beer as well. Fully branded cans of Big Ass Lager.
Awesome. So if you want to get down here tomorrow, come check out the Big Ass Fan stand. Come and have a beer at the Big Ass Bar. And thanks very much for being on the show, Joe.
My pleasure, Shane.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
So that's a wrap for day one at CMAT 23. We could spend some time with the guys at Big Ass Fans, which was pretty cool. Dan got to check out the Hyundai hydrogen-powered forklift, which is a bit of fun.
I'm all about the energy.
Haven't yet had a chance to jump on this thing, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the forklift championships tomorrow. I guess that's a wrap.
Yeah, perfect. So thanks, Dan, for joining us.
Happy to help out.
Excellent, and hopefully we'll get you on the show again soon.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that tomorrow I'm going to miss this guy trying to beat that autonomous forklift driving, right?
Awesome. Catch you soon.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Manufacturing Tech Australia with Shane and Paul, recorded on the traditional lands of the Bunurong and Wurundjeri people. For more information, jump on the manufacturingtech.au website. Remember to hit the follow button to join us again next time as we continue to explore the intersection of manufacturing and technology.